How's it going, YouTubers? Gunchowder here, coming at you with another knife review. And I really love this knife that I'm about to show you right now. I picked it up yesterday at Academy Sports and Outdoors. It's a local sporting goods store. The biggest downside to this knife, it isn't exclusive to Academy Sports and Outdoors, and I think they're only located in the southern United States. But the great thing about this knife is you can go to their website and you can order it online directly through them. And they ship anywhere in the intercontinental United States, so you shouldn't have a problem at all getting it. And I'm going to bring it out, but let me move Yoshi here, who had a mishap with one of the knives. Get him out of the way. And let me show you right now what I'm talking about. This is the Kershaw Tone. And wow, I mean, that's a beautiful knife right there. It has that Tonto tip to it. You know, I don't love it. Well, I guess it's kind of a love-hate relationship with that Tonto tip. I don't mind it on some of my knives. You know, but if I'm going to be using this knife here for camping or outdoors, you know, cutting food preparation, I would prefer a drop point or something with a belly on it. But for an EDC knife and a small tactical knife, in those rolls, it's great. I mean, you can't beat it. For those rolls, this knife is excellent. And I'm gonna get into some of the specs here. The blade length on this knife is a little over 3 inches long, so it's not a bad size. It's perfect for your for EDCing. You can EDC this knife, and it's not too heavy either. It's only 4.4 ounces. Which isn't bad for a self-assisted opening knife. You know, you look for a lot of people harp on the weight and come down on that, and you're going to get a little extra heft with your assisted opening knives. And I'm not sure if you can see that in there. I guess they could have skeletonized the liners inside. It doesn't look like they did at all. But I mean, for what it is, it's not bad at all. It's not a bad weight, and it is a liner lock. But if you look at that liner lock right there, that's a hefty liner lock. That's not a little thin liner lock. You know, I got another knife around here. I mean, you can compare those two right there, and you can compare their liner locks on there, and you can see that this one got some heft to it. You know, that blade's not going anywhere, and it's pretty stable. Don't have any wiggle on it at all whatsoever, up and down or side to side, which is a good thing. And this handle right here, they didn't skimp out on it. This is actually a G10 handle. I know most of the Kershaws that you find in this price range right here don't actually have the G10 handle. They have the glass fill nylon, Zytel, whatever you want to call it. It has so many names now. Plastic, polymer. Anyway, this right here is the G10 handle. It got very good grip on there. It's not too aggressive where it's going to rip up your jeans or rip up your clothes, but it's aggressive enough to where you're going to get good grip on your knife. Now, one thing I will harp on this knife about, could use a little jimping on there. You know, I'd like to have a little jimping right up here, but you know, that can be easily fixed with some skateboard tape. Not a problem at all. It's just a little skateboard tape job you can do on it. Now, the steel on this knife is pretty much what Kershaw's been using. It is one of their Chinese knives. It's not made here. And they're using the SCR13 MOV steel, which I personally don't think it's that bad of a steel. That's actually a pretty good steel. You know, got decent rust resistance. It's better than they were using before. I think they were using the 420 before. And I think this is definitely an advancement on their steel. And for the price, you can't beat it. You know, it's the price point on this knife is just excellent. It's got an excellent price point. And for an everyday carry, you can't beat it as well. Now, this right here, it's a lot like I think it's a Kershaw Clash. But the Clash doesn't have the G10 handle, and it's not a Tonto blade. And I like this handle right here. Let's whip this out again. It comes out pretty darn fast. Wouldn't say it's wicked fast, but I think it's in a 1 to 10, I'd give it about a 9 on the way that comes out. You know what? No, actually, I'm going to give it a 10 because that comes out pretty hard, and that's the way I like my my automatics or my assisted knives to come out. And it has the, I think Kershaw's calling it the Sure Safe, or the, can't remember the exact name, to where the end of the knife comes out over here. And one thing I think I wish I would have done as well is taken these thumb studs off, because these thumb studs are pretty much, they're almost useless because it's almost flush with your handle here, and you really can't, I guess you could get in there, and it's a little more difficult, but you know, that's not a big problem with this knife because it has the Sure Safe, or the Safe Sure right back here. I'm probably getting that wrong. I'm probably getting, don't put on the comments, guys. You know, I know what it is. I just don't remember at this time. But yeah, it has that, let's just call it back stud for now. I think that'll work. And what's good about that is they do have some jimping on that, so you're going to get a great traction on that right there. And if you notice right here, you have your pocket clip, you know, and they could have made it a little bit more deep carry, but you know, it's not too bad. But I mean, it's a great clip. I mean, that thing's not going anywhere. You know, it seems like it's extremely hard, but it actually goes in and out of a pair of jeans pretty quickly. You know, it slides in and out pretty quickly. You know, so I think they did a good job with that right there. It's doing its job. And if you want to carry tip up, you can easily remove that and move it over here. With assisted knives, I have no problem carrying it tip down. When I put my hand in my pocket to bring it out, I'm not going to use my pocket for leverage to open it up. So I have no problem carrying that tip down. Now, the shape of this knife it's kind of different. I actually like the shape of this handle. Oh, man, I love opening that knife. It's just so wicked. You know, it's just for Kershaw has such great assisted opening knives. You know, you push that down, it comes out wicked hard. You know, you can hear that. You know, you can, and I'm not actually putting too much pressure on there. I'm just putting enough pressure just to bring it out. It's the spring that's doing the rest. Yeah, it comes out pretty hard and pretty wicked. That's the way I like my knives to come out when they are assisted opening, like I said before. And I like this grip right here. These little notches, looking at them, they look like they just might be aesthetic, but they actually give you good traction if you're going to use your thumb on there. You know, if you're going to grab it, it gives you good traction. And this G10 handle, I've used it with wet hands, and it seems to, the grip seems to be just as good when wet or dry. So if you're going to use this knife out in the rain or out in the snow, it's definitely a good option to carry with you. But like I said before, I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't make a great camp knife because I'm not a big fan of the Tonto edge going out and going out outdoors with it and camping with it. I'm more of a fan of actually like a leaf edge or something with a big belly on there, so I can do a lot of my food preparation, because that's mainly what it's going to be for. A knife this size, when I go out camping or out hiking, it's going to be used more for food preparation than anything else. What I do like about it is you got a little lanyard hole in there. It's not too big. You might have to, I mean, it's big enough to get some paracord in there, and you can put a braid on there if you like it. And the grip itself, you know, you're not going anywhere because you have the stud comes up forward over here, which is going to be make that finger choil a little deeper. And what I like about it, I have big hands, you know, but even with big hands, it's pretty comfortable. It's pretty comfortable in my hand, and it got that tip down there, and we all know what that can be used for. You know, you want to go non-lethal with somebody. It's you can go ahead and just come down with that for a non-lethal option. And this knife came wicked sharp from Kershaw, and I don't think I've ever gotten a knife off Kershaw that hasn't come wicked sharp. I think Kershaw has all their knives coming out wicked sharp now, straight from the factory. And like I said, it's only a day old, so I haven't had to put an edge on it. Haven't really worked with it too much. You know, I might come back to you with another review, maybe a part 2 or a revisit to tell you what I think about it, and how it's performed for me. You know, it is chisel ground, but if you look at that relief edge on there, you know, they did a pretty good job on that relief edge as well. You know, I like that. And if you notice as well, the Tonto isn't too abrupt. It kind of got to like a little, I wouldn't say rounded, but it's not too abrupt of a curve. So sharpening is not going to be that difficult with this knife. And I'm going to put this knife so far as one of my favorites that I have so far, mainly because of the price point on this knife. Price point on this knife, Academy Sports and Outdoors, $29.99. And I'll say it again, $29.99, an exclusive. So I don't know how long they're going to have these. I would pick it up. I would snatch it up really quick. For the G10 handles, the blade, you know, I think it's just a steal at that price. You know, and you know, most of the other Kershaw knives that are around that price range don't have the G10 handle on there. They don't have a pocket clip like this. But like I said, guys, $29.99. And I'm giving this knife right here, so far, like I said, I've only had it today, 2 thumbs up. Alright? So feel free to post comments on there. Tell me what you think. And this is Gun Chowder. Peace, guys. Remember your Second Amendment.